Hi, Abinash. Thank you so much for interviewing with us. So, for the viewers, may we request you to please share your journey and your story in your own words?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, like almost all students in the early 2000s, I started my career with engineering. And after my engineering, I joined Tata Consultancy Services as a software developer. At Tata, it gave me a lot of opportunity to develop my interpersonal skills, develop my technical skills, and also it gave me a platform where I could think of like where do I want to go from here? Do I want to continue in IT or technology? Do I need to change my career? Do I need to grow in technology? And I found that I wanted to be near technology, but not doing the technical work. And that's how I actually thought of doing an MBA. I wanted to be in the technical line. I wanted to be in IT, but not doing like development or production support, those kind of things. And that's how I started researching my job for my like how to do an MBA. Should I do it in India? Should I do it abroad? That's the first time actually I connected with Experts Global in 2014. But when I understood how GMAT is, how to study in foreign schools in US or someone, I knew that I couldn't afford it, and that thing took a backseat. I focused back on my career, and in 2016 I moved to US as a subject matter expert, and that gave me a lot of opportunities to like think of what to do, a lot of resources at my disposal. And that's when I again got serious about the MBA. I took the GMAT, and after that I connected back with Experts Global to understand, okay, I did my GMAT, now what to do.
Okay,
So then I got the guidance how to think of MBA, why do I want to do MBA, all those things.
right.
And in from 2019 to 21 I did my MBA, and now I am working as a product strategy and program manager with Medtronic.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, long journey. Yeah.
Right. So it's a very inspiring journey actually. So, in your opinion, what are a few factors or actions that you took that made all the difference?
Mostly if you are in a comfort zone and you are trying to get out of that comfort zone, it requires I think a strong mindset that you have to like. I struggled a lot because I had to work for almost 12 hours a day, and after that I had to find like 3 hours to study, and with all the preparations. So um, the main thing is that you should be mentally prepared to go through that journey. Yeah, like every day you will feel like, okay, today I shouldn't study, I should go out with my friends. Mostly when you are earning and in US or something. I'm in California, so nice weather, nice places to visit, but still to keep your focus, then everything falls in place.
Okay. So, with the benefit of hindsight, what are a few mistakes you believe that you committed in the process?
Yeah, there are many, but the biggest one I believe is not speaking with enough people. So if there is a 10% or a 5% idea in your mind that you want to do an MBA or MS or anything, like speak to hundreds of people. I'm not saying tens or 20, speak to hundreds of people, ask them about their journey, how they could do it, how they like, what were their obstacles, learn from their mistakes. Like I did a lot of mistake which took my, due to which I started my MBA almost 10 years after my graduation. It was almost too late. Like Indian colleges won't even accept me at that age. So but yeah, so speak with people. I didn't do that. I started very late. Emphasize how much important it is. If you are planning to do something,
Right.
like speak with people, that's the best way.
Yeah, that's so true. So, what are a few suggestions that you will give to the future GMAT aspirants watching this video?
I would take that if you are thinking of GMAT, first take the GMAT. Don't think of anything else. Fix a date and take the GMAT, and don't keep it more than 90 days. I don't think it helps. The course is not very extensive. That you have to practice daily, like 3 hours minimum daily, or if you can find 4 to 5 hours daily, it's great. um, like in when I did my first attempt, my score was around somewhere within 560s. So I had to go to 720s. That was my aim. So I did like 3 to 4 hours every day, 8 hours on the weekends. So if you want to do GMAT, don't like waste any time and start preparing today, and take the GMAT date 90 days ahead. If you get like after 120 days, or take like first month as a break and then start,
Right.
take the GMAT out of the way.
Okay.
After the GMAT, you have like the score is valid for 5 years. So you can do a lot of research during that time about colleges, schools, everything.
Right.
But GMAT is like, it's like the first barrier to entry. Once you cross it, everything falls in place.
Right.
So yeah, don't think of anything else, just focus on it, and don't believe on the scores that you see in the colleges, in the college website. So if a college is shows like 690 is the median score, being an Indian, and if you are a male and an engineer, try to score at least 50 points above that, for like 30 to 40 points minimum above that, then only you have a chance. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, what are a few suggestions that you will give to the future aspirants regarding their MBA applications?
MBA, for MBA applications, I would say after you finish the GMAT, research your, like you have a score. So uh, I know everyone goes to the GMAT with a basic idea of which schools they want to apply. Now, if you are in that score range, try to like research the schools that you qualify for, or you think you can qualify, or you aspire for. Suppose there are 10 schools, and do the research for those 10 schools together and apply to all the schools together. Like don't do one this week, one other week, one 3 weeks after that. Why I ask that, because the questions or the applications or the essays that we fill up, they are almost the same, for mostly the same, barring one or two questions,
Okay.
almost the same. So if you prepare once, you can like utilize it for all of them. If you take one after the other, it doesn't help, it wastes a lot of time.
Okay.
Secondly, your interview preparations are very important. Even a like a little a 7 out of 10 essay, but a 10 on 10 interview gives you a good college.
Okay.
So prepare for the interview, like before that you should know, like basic thing is why MBA.
Okay.
That should be in your mind. Yeah.
Right. So, can you describe your interview experience with the schools?
So I started my applications in August, and I think my first interview was in September. And I was so nervous about that. And it was one of my dream schools. I was so nervous about that. I couldn't even answer, tell me about yourself, like in a flow. So I was breaking up. So yeah, obviously I didn't get a admit offer from that school, but that was my experience that helped me prepare for the next ones. Made me mentally prepare that, okay, I didn't get this, I have to get the next one.
Oh,
So and I also spoke with Devyani ma'am. She did one mock interview after that, just to boost my confidence.
right.
So that helped me a lot. And also for the interview, we know that there are generic questions, like there are like 10 generic questions. Tell me about yourself, tell me about your hobby, tell me why MBA, these kind of questions. So there are these basic questions should be like it should be like on the tip of your tongue. Like you should know exactly why you are doing this. You should be able to. These are the few things
Okay.
that are within us. Like there are a
Right.
few chances that we get. So I prepared these like as best as I can. So so that actually helped me in the next interview.
Mm-hmm.
So when I Carlson was the second on my list,
Okay.
in like I applied to almost 10 colleges. Carlson was second on my list, and I got to that uh, just be, just by boasting a little bit of my confidence and understanding why, and that was all.
That is amazing. So, you can you tell us about your MBA experience?
Yeah. So if you ask, like in our batch,
Yeah.
19 to 21,
Mm-hmm.
those MBA experiences are unique in the history of MBAs. Uh, because half of my MBA was in person and half of my MBA was virtual.
Okay.
So the first half, I, my first semester was great. I don't know how they do it in India, but in Carlson, they load it up in the first semester. So out of 64 credits, I had to complete around 22 credits in the first semester only. So a lot of work in the first semester. Similarly, second semester was also 20 credits.
All
So
right.
more than half of my MBA was done in my first two semesters.
All
Like only 20 credits were remaining for graduation, and I had the whole year remaining.
right. Mm-hmm.
But then the pandemic hit, colleges closed, and I had to take classes virtually. They had to prepare for Zoom. They had to prepare video sessions. They
Right.
had to prepare the recordings. So the third semester just went by a breeze. Then we were like supplied case studies by email, and we used to just do it ourselves. There were not much scope of a brainstorming or speaking with others about those things.
Mm.
Everything we were able to do was within our closed circle.
Right. All right.
And then also we had problems with our internship. All our internships got cancelled. Similarly, the job search was much harder this time. We couldn't use the college resources. I couldn't, like every college has a graduate business center.
Mm-hmm.
That's how companies meet students. The business centers were closed. So it was very difficult for us to reach out to companies.
Mm-hmm.
The only good thing about was it was that I didn't have to stay in Minneapolis, which is actually minus 35, minus 40 degrees in winter.
Mm-hmm.
So I came back to California. I stayed here.
Right.
So yeah, so that was the only silver lining in that.
Okay.
But it was unique, like mostly from home, mostly, yeah, I didn't have to go to classes, less assignments, less exams, but yeah, less opportunities also.
Okay. So, can you tell us more about your experience of job search during the MBA, and what tips would you give to the future candidates?
Only one tip: start for Indian students coming to US or Canada for MBA. Only one tip that I would give is that prepare for your jobs before even joining the college.
All right.
Like prepare for your job. How to do it? There are many resources over LinkedIn, or if you I'm happy to help if someone reaches out. Prepare for your job search, prepare for your resume, prepare for your interview
Mm-hmm.
before even you go to college. You don't have to apply, but prepare everything before even you start your first semester. Time moves so fast that you won't even understand when the session started and when you are prepared, like almost applying for internships. The
Right.
best, the students who get the best offers, they
Mm-hmm.
actually prepare almost along the line with their GMAT for their jobs. They
Okay.
are they get the best offers,
Right.
and I didn't know that. I started my job hunt my session starts in August. I started my job hunt in the next January
All
for
right.
my internship. I got decent offers for my internships, but uh, all the internships were like cancelled, or the offers were rescinded because of COVID. Because companies also didn't know how to handle interns during that time.
Right.
Now, thankfully, I got an internship with a startup, and it was actually a blessing in disguise, because that's how I understood the startup ecosystem in US. I
Okay.
worked with two startups simultaneously. I built the network within the startups,
Okay.
and I knew how to grow within a startup in like the startup community in US.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually helped me, but the problem with that is that it didn't like convert into a full-time offer. So though the internship was very helpful, it helped me build myself, but not a offer. So again, I had to search for full-time jobs from starting from third semesters,
Mm-hmm.
and that was very, very painful. I would say I have applied to more than 200 jobs, and I have connected with at least 1,000 people before getting this job. So yeah, it was hard, and thankfully there was elections in US that time, and therefore therefore they were not sponsoring visas that time. So it was much more harder that time.
Okay.
But anyway, most of my classmates, like all of the international students in my batch, got placed in like good companies.
All right.
So you have to be a little tenacious. Just don't take failures in your stride. Like I didn't take initially. I was very dejected at every single rejection. I was getting dejected. But when I spoke to my seniors, spoke to my classmates, it's part of MBA actually. So it's like taking a rough or a hard course.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out for the best, and yeah, most of us have jobs, like all of us have jobs now.
All right. That's amazing.
Yeah, the only thing I would like to share with Indian students, like
Yeah.
when we are coming to US, uh, we need a sponsorship like a H1B or L1 to work in this country. So that reduces our opportunities to like 10% of the jobs. Okay, we can only apply to those jobs which are considered as H1 worthy by the US government. Okay.
All right.
And then there are only a few companies who are sponsoring those things because they have to spend from themselves. So it's a question of mindset before you come here. If like many, I left my job, a comfortable job to get here. Many people, students will be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to understand that, okay, that you may have to struggle for some time,
Right.
but I would say it's worth it.
Right. Okay. That's great. I'm sure these tips are going to be very helpful to all the future candidates.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you like to say about your experiences and learnings from managing the application timelines?
Like few of the things actually changed during that time. As I said, I didn't do enough research, or I didn't speak to enough people before my MBA, like before preparing for the MBA, before knowing where to go. All the research I did was online. So, and that was not good enough. So so like starting from so when I started preparing the questionnaire, so it helped me me understand why I'm doing this. So it
Okay.
that thing was in the back of my mind, but
Yeah.
it helped me much more. I was much more clearer about why I'm doing this, why I want to go through all this trouble to get an MBA.
All right.
So that was my biggest take from that process. So like why MBA? Why do I want to do an MBA? And where do I want to go after an MBA? So all these things became much more clearer. I understood myself better during that time.
Okay. So,
When I was preparing for my applications,
mm,
I also got access to Experts Global, those 25 mock test, I think, that were there. So
Right.
I got access to that also. I took that after taking GMAT. Then before joining college, I gave GMAT once again. So it increased my score like 30 points more. So they increased my scholarship when I increased my GMAT score. So that also helped a little bit.
That's awesome. So, please tell us about your journey post MBA. How did the entire pre application experience and your MBA experience contribute to your growth post MBA?
Yeah, so as I said, the application helped me to do a deep introspect. So the tell me about yourself journey,
Hmm.
and that tell me about why MBA. Tell me uh, situational questions. So all those things I had prepared during my application.
Hmm.
So when I was preparing post MBA or in my fourth semester, when I was preparing for jobs, I actually referred to all those answers that I had written in a there is a big sheet of paper,
All
and
right.
from those only I derived okay, so like that had actually made my mind clear on where I am and where I want to go.
Right.
So everything started from there, and yeah, it's still continuing.
That's awesome. So your journey has actually been very, very inspiring and a lot of learnings that you have got from their entire experience. So is there any final message or anything that you would want the GMAT aspirants to avoid?
The I would say it would be a big mistake for every aspirant if they keep on postponing, or if they say that they will do it next year, or now the time is not right, next month. That's the biggest mistake that I have done, and I would suggest everyone not to do it. And I would say start with the GMAT application. Like, do it, take a GMAT. It's valid for 5 years. So if if there is even 1% chance that you would like to do an MBA,
Mm-hmm.
take the GMAT. There is no good time or bad time for it. Take the GMAT whenever you are comfortable. When you first start of thinking about it, and yeah, go from there. How you want to go, like postponing or like saying that I will do it tomorrow or something,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't help. And I would say MBA is a life changing journey. There are obviously some risks in that, some pain, some hardships getting there,
Mm-hmm.
but I from my experience, it's all worth it. It's
Oh,
all worth it. Yeah.
that's amazing. Thank you so much for giving us your time and interviewing with us. I'm sure
Thank you.
all the students and future applicants, aspirants, they're going to learn so much from your journey. So thank you so much.